Hey there everyone, how are you all doing today? I am the Perpetual Noob. Welcome to another episode of my noobish playthrough of Dragon's Dogma. So we just finished escorting Sir Robert to the glorious vistas of Warrior's Departure Graveyard. Today we're going to continue moving on with the No Honor Among Thieves quest, and hopefully we will try to get that as close to resolved as possible. You're going to get to see that I don't finish it this episode, and it's a pretty stupid reason why, but we'll get to that in a little bit. One thing I wanted to note, one of my pawns just a few moments ago actually made a great comment talking about the No Honor Among Thieves quest. One really nifty thing that Dragon's Dogma does is when you're on a primary quest, if your pawns know about that quest, have quest knowledge, they'll make comments about your primary quest, either giving you some hints or outright telling you where you need to go. Oh yes, bunnies, 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 bunnies. Still haven't completed that quest yet. 45 bunnies. Holy crap. What? Oh, I'm so bad at killing bunnies, which is embarrassing because they're bunnies and shouldn't be. And that bunny is gone. Yeah. Well, I got that one. Fair enough. This kill 45 bunnies quest is pretty slow going, but I don't make it easy on myself, especially because I'm not using any ranged weapons, and honestly, a bow and arrow would be, or maybe even spellcasting, would make this so much easier. So, anyways, like I was stating about the pawns, one really nifty thing about the Dragon's Dogma pawn system is that when your pawn, like your main pawn, goes off and is helping another arisen, when they come back, they might actually have knowledge of quests you haven't done yet. And then when you go actually attempt those quests, your pawn, I should say, will actually help, will make comments or converse with you with little hints for that quest. And vice versa with the support pawns that you've brought in, as long as they are support pawns created by another player, by another PlayStation user. When you send them back, you finally dismiss them, they'll go back to their arisen with new quest knowledge. So it's actually I think it's a really cool system that, they'll go back with more quest knowledge. They'll also go back with more monster knowledge, depending on what monsters they've fought and what knowledge they already have. And there are no bunnies there. I thought there were bunnies, but clearly I'm, just swinging at nothing because I think there are bunnies. This absent apprentice quest, killing 45 bunnies, has me, going a little crazy and hallucinating bunnies. Anyways, the pawn system and the multiplayer aspect of it is just a really neat feature of Dragon's Dogma, and I'll probably end up talking about it and gushing about it even more. Ooh, lens flare. Gushing about it even more, as I continue through this playthrough, because it really is just very cool that, my follower, my pawn can come back and I'll move on to another quest, and all of a sudden a little red question mark will pop up over her head, or I think it's a red exclamation mark, my bad, will pop up over her head. I can talk to her and she'll be like, here's some quest hints. So it's a really cool thing. So we're going to move on, and this episode will mainly focus on the No Honor Among Thieves quest. Again, as just a quick review, if you don't remember, the No Honor Among Thieves quest was given to us by Maul, A man of substance, you see. Yeah, that was his opening dialogue when you first meet him. Which was pretty entertaining. I still like that. And he wants you to become friends with his, little bandit crew. You can either go up to the like northwest part of Grancis. Oh, haha. It's a well, and there are coins in it. It's such a nice little detail. They just say, "Hey, look, a well, and we'll put coins here so the player can get coins out of it." Because that's what people do. They throw coins into wells. I still don't actually know the origins of that, that habit, that tradition. I think probably one of you probably knows of it. What's going on here? Oh yeah, this was actually impressive enough. That is the first invisible wall that I have hit in Dragon's Dogma. Played for nearly 40 plus hours by this point, and I have yet to hit an invisible wall except... Sorry, I felt a sound effect was needed for me falling flat on my face like that. So anyway, that's the first invisible wall I've hit after, ending up wandering this big and open game. So kind of impressive. Oh, now we've run into the thief who has betrayed Maul and his little bandit crew. So here are the options that they give you. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, okay, I don't know. It seems like ridiculous that, oh, why don't you go kill yourself? Here, why don't you go back to Maul? Because that's what that first option sounds like, is return to Maul's hold and offer up your life. Well, I'm looking at this like, well, I don't really, if he doesn't want to be a thief anymore, if he doesn't want to be a bandit and, robbing people along the street, well, then he doesn't have to. Why would you, so my idea is, why don't you just leave the village? Just run away. Just run forever and ever. And don't worry, we'll talk to Maul all about it. We'll let him know that we've never found you. And it'll be fine. Now, I'm sure you've seen it in these past videos, that when quests are... When you progress in a quest, something pops up in the upper left corner of the screen telling you that, hey, quest has been updated, or quest has been completed. I think that is a question mark. I think it is a red question mark that pops up over your head for the primary quest. Anyways, the game usually tells you when you're moving on. Well, I clearly, as I was playing this, didn't see that. Nothing changed. The red question mark over Pike's head didn't change. I didn't see the little thing pop up in the upper left telling me that anything happened with the update for the quest. Yeah, had no idea. So here I am now thinking, okay, I'm gonna go talk to Maul. We'll move on with this quest and we should be able to complete it. I found Pike, I've spoken with him. Let's go. Of course, now I'm noticing in the mini-map on the lower left of the screen that, the red circles are still seemingly in the same spot. Well, no matter, I'm gonna go run and talk to Maul anyways, while I also go bunny hunting, because I'm gonna swing and miss, and this bunny's gonna go right over that. Oh, caught him mid-air. Awesome. One more bunny down. Okay, let me take a look. Another nifty little... Yeah, it's some micromanaging. I won't lie, it's a little bit of micromanaging here. But it's just a nifty feature, I think, where, if you notice, before I did that, everything was really dark. There was no aura of light around me. Well, that caused me to notice that, wait a second, my lantern, is it still full of oil? Lo and behold, no it wasn't. So that's why I say it's like it's some micromanaging, but it's cool micromanaging because it's a bit of realism and it's showing that, hey, yeah, we're gonna give you lanterns to help you to kind of help you see in the dark. You know, a minimal distance, but at least some distance. And oh, by the way, eventually you're gonna run through all of the consumable fuel. And it's just nifty that they put that in here. Of course, I've noticed that the lanterns, based on their size and based on the fact that you're only putting in oil, the lanterns seem to last an inordinate amount of time. But whatever, I'm not going to complain. It can take a while to move around the map in the dark, so the longer the lanterns last, the better. Though acquiring flasks of oil is generally pretty easy. I mean, you can usually buy them from merchants, and you'll find empty flasks, and you'll find jars of oil, and you'll just find flasks of oil lying around. I mean, you've noticed I think I'm only carrying a couple right now, but that's just because I said I don't need to be carrying on my own 13 flasks of oil because I'm not going to go through a lantern that fast. One thing that I do that still impresses me, even now where I'm at, and even after, you know, all the time I've put into this game, is that when it gets dark, yeah, did you notice that? My pawn mentioning something about, oh, who is this guy that left the bandit gang? And me going back to my quests, and me saying, huh, oh, the quest doesn't seem to update. Meh, I'm sure it's fine. I'll go back to Maul and I'll tell him that we never found Pike and that he ran away and everything is perfectly fine. Despite the fact that in the back of my head, as I'm playing this, I'm starting to say, well, the map isn't any different. The you know, markers for the quest are in the same place. You know what? Screw it. I'll still go and we'll see what happens. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Oh God, it was. So anyway, while we're walking back along towards Maul to find out that nothing has changed with the No Honor Among Thieves quest. One thing I really like about this game is that when it becomes dark, when it's night outside, or actually even sometimes when you're in one of the caves or the mines, this game gets tough. And not that like, oh, the enemies are all tougher. It's just all of a sudden you don't see enemies until they're nearly on top of you. You know, I mean, look at this. You can't see that wolf that just kind of walked away from me because it's now like, you know, 15 feet out away from me and it's dark at that point. That's awesome. You know, yeah, I'm sure if I had the brightness turned up on this game, it would be, you know, a whole lot easier to see enemies. But much like, you know, I'm sure it is a bit of a problem for you guys to see. I hope it's not a terrible problem. I hope it's not too big of an issue to see when it's night in this game. But that's just really cool. I like that they did that. Oh, and you may have noticed that those little wolves were dropping in a single hit. Yeah, that's my assassin augment that I don't remember its name right off the top of my head, but it gives me more strength at night. Also actually reduces the amount of damage I take only at night, but holy cow, my strength gets a huge boost, so I'm actually able to take these guys out in one shot. Bam! One shot. I'm like a sniper right now, you know, from Call of Duty or something. One shot, one kill. What's up? Oh, so I can't wait to get even more strength. So I'll go, you know, when I try to move in and update my vocation to fighter, get that other augment. Again, don't remember its name, but I know even my fighter pawn right now, she has it. Can't wait. Just gonna go. We'll go full offense. Who needs defense? In RPGs, a good defense is an even better offense. All right, so let's go visit Maul. We're finally back at the. Jeez, how do you even pronounce that? Ernst Castle ruins, which is where Maul and his little crew of bandits, you know, meet up. Let's go see what he has to say. Because I'm a moron.
The band of thieves, well, beautiful each in her way. They've no will of their own. It grieves me to know them.
Huh. Alright, let's try this again.
Who left our band is a man called, he's young yet, still half an urchin.
And this is about the point where I realize,
Ownership of his decision.
oh, the quest hasn't updated at all. That even though I found Pike, as the quest kind of told me to do, it didn't like the option I gave him. So, this is where I find out that the quest has told me, or the game, I should say, wants me to tell Pike to come back to Maul and essentially beg forgiveness and hope to hell that Maul doesn't kill him. Though, now that I'm talking about it, I do wonder, could I have just outright killed Pike, and would that have satisfied the quest? You know, would the game have said, oh, well, quest updated, go report back to Maul that you killed him? I wasn't really thinking of that. And actually, it's not until several episodes later that I even think to attack somebody with the red question mark over their head. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Look at this strength. 919. Oh man, that's just so awesome. Can't wait to start breaking the 1,000 mark. Still haven't done that yet, but really can't wait. Probably won't be for another several levels, really. I'm hoping. I don't know. Anybody know what max strength is? Like what you can get your maximum strength to be? So whatever it is, I want that. That's where I want to go. So it's a little upsetting with this No Honor Among Thieves quest that the game, you know, it gave me a few options, but one of them didn't, you know, obviously the nothing at all option doesn't do anything, because otherwise it wouldn't be called nothing at all. It would have some sort of effect or be called something else. But not select, you know, then providing a third option that doesn't do anything makes me wonder, why did the game even have that? Like, why would you put in an option, you know, a dialogue option that doesn't further the quest? You know, and I wonder if they put that in there so that, you know, if you found Pike and you didn't like his dialogue or you didn't like the character, you could then say, well, screw it, I'm going to go kill Ophus's bandits instead and complete this quest that way. Which, but then what's the difference between saying, you know, run far away and do nothing at all? So again, the question is, why bother having it as an option? I don't know. It was just a little, it's a minor nitpick, really. Not a big deal. But I do. This episode will actually not finish this quest. It will not finish No Honor Among Thieves. Sadly, I apparently did not end up recording the end of that quest. I don't know why. I don't really know what happened to that footage or why I didn't capture that footage. But essentially the way it goes is you go back to, and unfortunately I now have to narrate it, what happens is you go back to Pike, you speak to him and you tell him go back to Maul and essentially offer up your life, and then Pike does that, or kind of walks away. You then go back to Maul, and when you get back to Maul, he actually lets Pike live because he says, yeah, that's all I wanted him to do, was take ownership of his mistakes and his actions. You know, and he came back like a man to face the consequences, and I need more bandits like him. So, rah rah, we're not gonna kill him. Everybody has a happy ending. Which honestly is what I was going for. Like I said, I didn't want this guy to die just because he said, I don't want to be a bandit anymore. But then he ends up being a bandit at the end of it, so whoops, I suppose. Didn't exactly get where I wanted. So we may have lost a bit of this noobish playthrough, and I apologize, but I assure you that next episode is going to be much more exciting, as I actually take on the Griffin in the Blue Moon Tower. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I will see you next time.